Vedavyasa comes, as Hidimbi told them, right? Vedavyasa comes to the place where these people are living, and he tells them, you need to go to a place called Ekachakrapuram. Go to a place called Ekachakrapuram, and in Ekachakrapuram there is a certain family who are well-known hosts. So what they do is, if a family comes and asks them, okay, family or a sannyasi or someone comes and asks them, can I stay with you for a few days? I don't have a home, I'm traveling. And back in those days, there is no vehicles to travel, right? They used to walk from place to place. If you have to go from southern part of India to northern part of India, they used to walk. And it used to take days and days. So there were certain families who were kind enough to offer, okay, you can stay with me for a month or so. I will provide food for you, or I'll provide shelter for you, but food is your responsibility. Some kind of discussion like that. And they will let them live there. And they will let them live as if they are their own family members. So people used to be like that at that point of time. So Vedavyasa tells them, okay, this is a family that you can live with. Go there, live with them. And then from there you will get to know the future, and then later also Vedavyasa comes and gives them direction. Okay, so now they go to a place called Ekachakrapuram, and they start living in that particular, along with that particular family, the Brahmin family. The Brahmin's name is not given anywhere. The name is not given anywhere, so we will refer to him as a Brahmin. That's it. So while they are there, they need to make arrangements for their own food, right? So all the 5 brothers used to go and beg for food around the country, around the town. Why are they living like that? They have so much of knowledge. They could teach a bunch of kids some archery and then make money and live with that. They could teach kids some Vedas or something and make money and live with that. Why are they living like nobodies? Wait. 1 second, Atharva. Wait. Give him the mic.
They don't want anyone to know that they're still alive.
Perfect. Correct. Does anyone have a different answer? So Atharva, yes, Atharva, tell me.
So it's because they don't want to know that.
Correct. Yeah. Here also kids have the same answer. That's correct. So they don't want to reveal their true identity, because people back in Hastinapura are thinking that Pandavas are dead and they are celebrating. So they are relaxed now. They will not hatch any plan against Pandavas, because in their mind Pandavas are already dead. So they want to make everybody, the entire world, believe that Pandavas are dead. Okay, that's for now. Let us do this, and then we will see. Because at this point of time, since everybody thinks that Pandavas are dead, the only way for a lot of kingdoms around Hastinapura is to make friendship with Duryodhana, so that they are all safe and they are together. So they don't want to reveal. So they are living that kind of a life. They are living life that of a Brahmin. They are posing themselves. They are Kshatriyas, right? But they are posing themselves as Brahmins. They are going around the town to beg. They get the food and looking. I mean, those citizens in that particular village, right? When they look at them, they think that, oh, these people look very handsome, they're very strong, they look like very learned people. So they never denied food or denied anything to Pandavas. They used to cook extra food so that they could serve Pandavas. So it used to be like that. So they used to get all the food from around the town, and they used to come back home, and whatever they bought, they used to give it to Kunti. Kunti Devi used to make 2 parts out of it. One part was given to Bhimasena, and the second part they used to distribute among 4 brothers and the mother. So, yeah, because Bhimasena is so strong and he needs so much food to sustain. So everybody used to do that, and he used to eat so much. Nobody had any complaint against Bhimasena. Nobody used to fight for, I need 1 extra this thing. They never used to fight for that. I need 1 extra sweet. But that used to be the condition there. So Bhimasena, this is to tell you how strong Bhimasena is. So time is passing by, few months pass by like that, and then one fine day, what happens? Everybody is gone to get food. Bhimasena, for some reason, he stays back home, and Bhimasena and Kunti are talking. They're just talking. Then there is suddenly the Brahmin, the host, right? The Brahmin, he starts crying very badly. He's crying, he's sobbing, he's so worried. Then Kunti is wondering. Kunti wants to go and check on them, and then she tells Bhimasena, These people have been so nice to us. We have been living in their house for so many months without any problems. I wonder what is going on with them, and why is this man, usually who is very happy and contented, why is he crying so much? I want to go and check, and if it is something that we can solve, I would like to solve that problem. Because that is the kind of, what is it? They want to return the favor, returning the favor. They have taken so much of favors from them, right, by living in their house and all of that. She thinks that it is time for them to return to this family. If it is if it is something that we could do, let us do it. That's what she says, Bhimasena. And Bhimasena is also very, very much willing. Yeah, absolutely. This family has been very good to us so far. Then she goes, and when she goes and enters their house, it's not just that guy, it's not just that Brahmin has a wife. That lady is also crying. They have 2 kids. One, the eldest one is the daughter, and the second one is a boy, little boy. And all 3 of them are crying. But the boy doesn't understand a lot. He is very young. He is not understanding a lot of things. So he is worried, and he is looking at parents and the sister who are crying. But everybody is uncontrollably crying. Then he says, I am the head of the family, and I think I should be the one. If it comes to the situation, I should be the one who will be giving away my life, and all 3 of you should be saved. You should not be while I am alive. You should not be the ones going and sacrificing your lives. And then the wife says, oh no, that should not be the case, because if you die, who is going to protect us? So we have 2 children, and both the children and I will be on the roads if you are not our protector. So I will go, and you guys have to be living. You guys have to stay back. And then the girl comes and says, no, you should. If mom or dad dies, then there is no way that the children will flourish. Mom and dad both are important. So anyways, I'll go, at some point of time, you will get me married and send me away, right, to some other's house. Think that you are getting me married, and I will go and sacrifice my life. She says that. And then the little boy says, no, don't do that. I have this particular, he takes a blade of straw of, blade of this thing, grass, and he says, with this I'm going to kill the demon, so nobody needs to go anywhere. And then all of a sudden, like, everybody is crying, and everybody looks at the boy, and then suddenly they smile, but again they are very sad. So Kunti doesn't understand the entire story, but Kunti understands from their conversation that, okay, there is apparently some demon who is threatening them. Then Kunti goes and asks them, give me the details, what are you guys talking about? Then the Brahmin says, the king of this particular area is very weak. He's not a strong guy. He's not protecting us. And so there is a Rakshasa in this area called Baka. His name is Bakasura. So this Bakasura is actually troubling everybody, and also in a way protecting the town. So he doesn't let any animal, any wild animal or anything enter the city. But in return, what he's asking for us, he needs one family to cook a huge amount of food, put it in a bullock cart, with 2 bullocks, and 1 man. So the entire cart has to go to him every fortnight or every month or whatever the time frame they agreed upon us, or maybe weekly. And he will eat the entire thing. He will eat 2, Yeddulu. Yeah. 2 of those, the person who took the food and the food. The entire thing he would eat. Yes.
Why does he want to do this though?
What?
Why does he want to why does he want so much food?
Because he is the Rakshasa and he is so hungry. He needs that amount of food to sustain. They're all like mountain-like people. They look so huge. They look like his personality is probably that of half of this building, maybe. He's so huge. He needs so much food.
Okay.
So he says, this is the condition that we have between the villagers and the Rakshasa. Yes.
Does the Rakshasa eat more than Beam?
Frequency of eating is different, right? Bhima eats every day, but while the Rakshasa gets food only weekly once or once in 2 weeks.
Might save it.
Something like that, I don't know. But he needs, this is a condition, okay? Whether he saves the food for 2 weeks or whether he eats everything in one shot. So yeah, that is the condition, that is the pact between the villagers and Bakasura. So then what happens? Yeah.
Why did the villagers make a pact? Why did the villagers make a pact about that then?
Otherwise, this guy would enter the village and eat anybody who came their way. That's a very good question, actually. He used to come into the village every day and he used to destroy everything. He used to eat people. He used to hurt people. He used to do things like that. That is why the villagers and everybody decided that, okay, let us come to an agreement. We will serve you food. We will give you food. But there has to be a system around it. Don't destroy our houses. Don't impact our livelihood. Every week or every whatever the time frame is, we will send one cart full of this food and a human being that drives the cart and the 2 bullocks. You have any other question?
So he's planning to send one person in his village for that demon for the village to sustain.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, there'll be new kids born and all of that keeps happening. Right? The cycle of life continues, right? So every family will have to send one person. So that goes round, like that goes like today is my family's turn. Next day it is my neighbor's turn. Next day it is the other neighbor, the other house's turn. It's like that. That's the condition. Okay. So that's the decision that happened between villagers and this guy Rakshasa. Yes.
If it's a man that's supposed to go, how's the woman and the daughter willing to go?
It's a human being.
Oh.
It's a human being that needs to go. One human being. Usually it is men because they drive the cart and they go, right? So generally that's how the world works. Any danger, first men go to protect because they are natural protectors and women are the caregivers. That's how the work is divided in a family between men and women. So they tend to, so when it comes to that, men used to go first. Even now, even today, if there is something that you have to lift which is very heavy, dads come and do that. Why do they do that? Because they're naturally stronger than women. So that's why men used to go. Then, where are we? Okay, now Kunti gets to know the entire story and Kunti says, you know what, my son is very, very strong.
So what happens if none of them go?
Then he would enter the town and he would eat again. He would eat whoever comes their way. Right? They don't want him to enter the village. They want him to stay outside of the village. And to maintain him there, these people are doing all of these things.
Can't they give him enough food that
No,
replaces a human?
Rakshasas, they want, see, what if your mom gives you the same food every day, would you like it? No, right? He wants variety and he wants protein, and protein comes from flesh.
What?
Yeah, human being is his protein. Yeah. He is not a vegetarian. Bakasura is not a vegetarian. Vegetarians, you eat paneer, right? That's why you eat paneer. Ah. Okay, his protein comes from human being and two ox that he's getting. Okay? Yes, Atharva.
So like, are Kshatriyas vegetarians?
No.
Only Brahmins.
Only Brahmins in this world, right now in this society. At some point, Brahmins also used to eat non-vegetarian food. At the time of, like, back in the day. Not in Dwapara Yuga, before that.
You mean Rudra Yuga?
Rudra Gadu Kruta Yuga.
What's Kshatriyas?
Before Dwapara, it is Treta Yuga, and before that, it was Kruta Yuga or Satya Yuga.
What's Kshatriyas?
Kshatriyas, so you know that there are four, one second. There are four, in the society, there are societies, hello, you asked me a question, why are you looking there? So there are four sections of people in the society, right, in Sanatan Dharma. One is Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. So Brahmins are the people who study, who are the teachers, who are the guru, okay? And then Kshatriyas are the ones who are learning archery, who are protecting the place, who are protecting the kingdom. Protectors are Kshatriyas. Third set of people are Vaishyas. Vaishyas are the traders basically. They conduct trade, business people. And the fourth section of people is Shudras. They are into all the architecture, engineering, all those kind of things fall into Shudras. Not just that, like anything, if you are making something, pottery, somebody who makes jewelry, somebody who constructs a building, who constructs a dam, bridge, everything comes into Shudra. Yes. Can you give, Hasni, can you give that?
Why can't just the demon eat animals?
He is also eating animals.
So why can't
Say,
he?
why can't you just sustain on one vegetable, tomatoes? Why do you want anything else? Just keep eating tomatoes. You want other things also, right? Like that, he also wants animals and also human beings. Human beings are apparently very tasty, it seems. So no. In all seriousness, if you look at it, Hidimba also wanted to eat human beings. He tells his sister, oh my God, after such a long time, I am getting to eat human beings. I am so excited. He is very impatient because he was waiting for human beings. He was very impatient and Hidimbi takes a little longer to come and he himself came, right? Because he can't wait. There is a very tasty food lying out there and you are taking so long. I need that immediately. Yes.
Is there like a specific time? Like does like the food has to get ready in like a time or whenever they want?
Yes, there is a certain time, right? Once in a week or once in 2 weeks, some time frame is there, right? Yeah. Yes.
Why couldn't Hidimba just get the food himself?
Hidimba could have gotten the food himself, but there is a sister, right? If Lasya is there, I'll ask Lasya arrange all these things. Be my assistant. Right? Like that, Hidimba also chose an assistant, that is Hidimbi. Okay, give it to him.
But aren't animals common? You can see them everywhere. So why does he only have to eat like humans and stuff?
I didn't understand the question. Animals.
So like animals are common, right? So why does he have to eat like humans and stuff?
Humans are also common.
No, but like if he's going like on an adventure, there's like more.
No, see, a particular sweet your mom makes only once in a year. It is uncommon, but you wait for that, right? You want that, right? Some things only you find in India. It is uncommon. Are we leaving them? We are going behind and eating those also, right? We are asking your mama, nanama to send that package and you eat that, right? It's not common here. Just leave it. Why do you want to have it? It's not common. Just let it go. You can't, right? We all want. It is one thing. It is like eating is a reward, right? You look forward to it. You look forward for tasty things, right? Don't you wait for things? Don't you wait for those packages to come from India? Yes. We do, yeah. Yeah, I also like avocado. I had avocado today. All right, coming back to the story, we have a lot to cover today. Okay? Any other questions? You're good? Okay. So Kunti comes and tells them that my son is very strong. So don't worry about going to Bakasura at all. My son will go, he will kill him and come back. Just give him the food, whatever you have made, just give it to him and he'll go. That Brahmin is like, no, you are not understanding how strong Bakasura is. Nobody can kill him. We have tried so many things against Bakasura, nothing has worked out. And you are my guests. So it's my duty not only to protect my family, but also to protect you because you are my guests. I cannot let my guests be food to a demon, just like that. So he says that. And then Kunti is smirking, like Kunti knows how strong Bhima is. So, but she cannot reveal everything to that guy. If she tells that guy that, you know what, we are Pandavas, then the word will spread like a wildfire and they will immediately accept, oh yes, this is okay, you can go. But she cannot reveal that they're true this thing. And she somehow tells them, convinces the Brahmin family that, okay, I can send my, and see, even if I lose one son, I have 4 other sons. But you do not have multiple children. You only have 1 daughter and 1 son. So don't even worry about sending your kids. And this is my give back time. You have been such great hosts so far, and I want to do something for you. So let me do it for you. Don't worry about sending your kids. That is what she says, and that is how she convinces them. And then he comes and tells Bhimasena what has happened, and Bhima is extremely happy. After a very long time, he is able to flex his muscle, right? So he is very happy, right? So all these days he has to hide all his power and strength. He has to behave like a normal human being. It's very difficult. So he is so powerful to lift something easily, and if 10 people are trying very hard to lift something, and he knows that he can do it very easily, but still he has to hide. He has to behave as if he cannot. Okay, so she comes and tells Bhimasena. Bhima is very happy. Oh my God, after a very long time I am getting this opportunity. And he is excited, and his face shows his excitement. Then Yudhishthira and all the four, all the four brothers, brothers come. And Yudhishthira immediately looks at Bhima, and then he realizes that something is going on in this guy's mind. Then he asks the mother, like, what is going on? She explains the entire situation, and Yudhishthira is worried at this point. I know Bhima can kill that Rakshasa, but we don't want to reveal ourselves, right? Why did you even sign up for something like this? Nobody would appreciate this kind of behavior. So we are supposed to maintain low profile, and now you are exposing your own son. Then she says that, no, I have told the Brahmin family that you cannot reveal, you cannot tell people that Bakasura was killed by my son. You need to maintain that as a secrecy. That should not be revealed. So we will all tell them that, we'll cook some story and tell the villagers how Bakasura died. But we are not going to tell that my son killed Bakasura. That's the agreement. And Kunti also says, you know what? This is our payback time. We have been in their house for such a long time and we didn't have any problems. They have been good hosts, and I think we should give back to these people. Then Yudhishthira also happily accepts, agrees to it. Bhimasena goes, takes all the food. He stations himself in a particular spot. And then he looks at the cart. It's full of food. He thinks, yeah, I can fight with this guy later. If I fight, there will be a lot of dust. There will be blood. Everything gets messy. I will be messy. This entire place will be messy. Food will go wasted. Let me eat the food first. And then he starts eating the food. He eats food. He finishes it. And then at the end of it, Bakasura was waiting, and nobody is coming. Bakasura grows impatient and he smells food. So he knows that there is somebody. And then he comes and he is very angry. He looks at this guy and he is very angry. He's ferocious. He's so huge. And he comes and says, you are an idiot to be behaving like this. Why did you eat all the food? That is my food. And then when he's talking like that, Bhima is just looking at him and laughing in a very sarcastic manner. And then Bakasura is agitated at this moment. Like, why is this guy laughing at me? He goes and he hits Bhima. He hits Bhima with a tree, and then Bhima does like this, and he goes away and flies away and falls somewhere else. So they have a very, very intense battle. For most of the time, Bhima is not even applying full of his strength. He's just doing things that will irritate Bakasura. And then he is deriving a lot of pleasure out of it, because it's been a while since he went into a war or went into a battle kind of a thing, right? So he's enjoying. He's not killing him immediately. So after a while, after he has enough fun, then he kills him. He takes him. It's almost dark and the entire village is sleeping. So what Bhimasena does is he takes Bakasura's body and then puts in the entrance of the village, so that next day morning people will wake up and see the dead body of Bakasura. And all the friends and family of Bakasura, they are terrified at this. They come to Bhimasena and say that, oh, Bakasura was protecting us, and that is the reason we are getting some food in this forest. What will happen to us from now on? Then Bhimasena says, there are multiple ways of procuring food. Don't live the life of demon. It's not good for you. It's not good for villagers. So try to be nice to them, and then you can figure out how to make your livelihood. And the agreement is that they will never trouble the villagers. If you trouble the villagers, I am going to come back and kill all of you like the way I killed Bakasura. And then everybody is scared and they agree. They agree to the conditions that Bhimasena has put. And the next day morning, the villagers look at the dead body of Bakasura and they're extremely happy and celebrating. And everybody asks that Brahmin, oh, it was your turn yesterday, right? What happened yesterday? Then they come up with this story that there was a great Siddha, who was here yesterday, and I was crying. And then he asked me why I was crying. I told him the reason, and he went and he killed Bakasura. That is the story they say. They tell everybody. Siddha means another Muni kind, saint kind of a thing. Siddha have lot of powers. So that guy did this. Nobody knows that, okay, it is Bhimasena. Yes.
Is Agastya Siddha? Is Agastya Siddha?
Agastya, na?
Yeah.
No. It's the Brahmin who was hosting all Pandavas until now, right? That guy said that, okay, it is some learned person, some yogi or some Muni came yesterday and he killed Bakasura, is what he says.
I know, but like in general.
Siddha. Agastya is a rishi. The powers that Siddhas have, maybe Agastya also has, but Agastya is referred to as rishi.